Damn, Mode really sent this board to literally everyone in the hobby to review. Oxy? Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mode, for considering me. Oh my goodness. Oxy comes in here just to spit fire at me. What did I do to you? Today we are building the Mode Tempo, which is their new board that just came out. It is a 60% form factor. It's a pretty neat board in comparison to the Envoy. So similar to Envoy, it uses the lattice, the block mounting system. There are a few changes here and there. There are a few changes with the proto unit, or the unit I have here versus like the units that are for production. But we have two plates. So we have a palm plate, full palm plate, and then we have a carbon fiber plate. So here is the unit that we have. But let's look at what else is in the case. So it comes in this nice sleeve. The case has like the nice Velcro lining. It has the fasteners right here. You have this divider where it has all the things you need. It has the tools, the switch puller, the screws, whatnot. I'm not sure if it comes with all of these. So it looks like I have 205 syringe. They gave me the Durocks stabilizers. Here we have the lattices. Here's the screw bits and pieces that go with the tools. And then the other board. But here you have the case. This is the Tempo. This is in the white colorway. You can see they have these blockers right here. So similar to the Envoy where it has the block mounting. Here's the side. Here's the back. Here's a USB port. So this is where the back piece would go, I'm assuming. And then here's the front lip. So here's the back pieces. So how it would go something like this. Ooh. So these are all the back pieces that I was sent. So in terms of details for this board, there are 6 colors. So you have silver, gray, mirage, green, white, and cream. This one is the white. The white and the cream are going to be $10 extra. Silver, gray, mirage, green, no cost. In terms of accents, you have 8 accents. You have pistachio, rose, sky, white, walnut, brass, copper, silver, mirror. So these 3, pistachio, rose, and sky, these 3 are no cost. White and walnut, so the 2 I don't have, those are $5 extra. Brass and the copper, these 2 are $35 extra. And then silver mirror, this one is $40 extra. But in terms of weights, you have 4. You have white, brass, copper, and silver. So this back weight that we have is the copper, but there's a white that's no cost. The brass is 40, copper is 50, silver mirror is 50. So you guys still with me? 6 case colors, 8 accent pieces, 4 back weights. So in terms of plates, you have 5 plates. You have FR4, palm, alu, carbon fiber, and copper. So FR4 palm, no cost, alu $5, carbon fiber $11, copper $25. And then PCB, we have 3 choices. You have the solder, which is free. You have hot swap with full backspace, which is $7. Or you have hot swap with split backspace, which is $7. And then everything else you can add, like keycaps. So Mode has their own keycaps. You can add switches. They also have their own switches. You can add Durocks stabilizers, or you can use your own. There's also a foam kit as well. So I know that was like a lot of information all at once, but a TLDR, 6 case colors, 8 different accents, 4 different back weights, 5 different plates, 3 PCB options. Everything else is like, if you want to add it, you can add it on. Okay, so I guess the first thing is that it's interesting that they decided to go with these blockers instead of like the traditional, 60% that you would see here. So I know maybe it's gonna trigger some people, but like the HHKB blockers, it's interesting that they decided to go with this. I do like it though. I think this layout is very clean looking. So with the design of this flaring upwards and then this having like the grill aesthetic, this almost reminds me of like the old school like cartridge, like the game cartridges, right? And then the feet, as you can see, there's an extra indent in there. I'm guessing so that the feet are non-adhesive. So the feet go in here, and then so these do fill out, and I think these only come in gray. So in terms of the block mounting, you have the 4 up top, and then you have the 2 on the side, and then here you see there's like the 4 posts. There's 4 here, but production is only going to have 2. So this part is where the back weight goes, so this isn't part of the aesthetic. This is just the anchor points for the back piece, and it'll go like that. And this back piece, you can see it from the back, the side, and the top. Centered USB port, JST daughter board. For those who are not familiar with the block mounting system, these are going to be different for the production, but here you can see these are the lattice. These are the blocks. So essentially how it works is it's a friction fit into these points on the board right here. You just slide it in. It has the grooves. So you see how this piece that's protruding out, and then you see this part. So you would take this and you would just slide it in. Should be like a friction fit. And then on the case, there's these little cubbies for the front block part to squeeze in. It keeps it pretty secure. So these are going to be the softest. As you can see, it's like the sponge. So these are going to be the softest Duro. And then they have this solid one, which is going to be the toughest. However, for the production, instead of the 2 options that they provided me here, there's going to be 4 options. The 4 options, you're going to have the solid green, you're going to have the half green. So imagine this, but half of it is solid. You're going to have the black lattice, so this one, but in the color black. And then you'll have this green one. So the black solid blocks are not going to be an option. So in terms of like softest, so the screen material with all the holes is going to be softest. You're going to have the black with the holes. That's going to be 1 step down. You're going to have the green with the half sponge and the half solid. That's going to be a step down. And then the most rigid or the most solid is going to be a green solid one. Since there's 2 options, we're going to build using both, but pretty straightforward in terms of how to assemble it. You just slide it in right here. So 4 mounting up, 2 down. So let's talk about what's going to be different from the production and the streamer units or the proto units. Instead of the 4 fasteners or the 4 retaining fasteners, there's only going to be 2. So the 2 will be the one next to the right shift key and the one next to the tab or Q key. So these 2. There's going to be 4 different of the lattice block mounts that we talked about earlier. It says the ribbon feet on the board will be slightly thicker. The front feet tolerance will be adjusted to have a tighter fit. Production PCB and daughter board will be black in color. E-white weight and accent will be alu instead of brass. For the feet here, it's not going to be black. It's only going to offer gray. The starting price is $259, and then in the fulfillment, it's December 2023. Typing angle 5.8. Front height is 19.4 mm. Switches, you need anywhere from 58 to 62, depending on which layout you decide to go. For the PCB, QMK VIA supported. So for the solder, you can do split backspace, full backspace, ISO enter, regular enter. You can do step caps or regular caps. You can do split left shift or full left shift. When you buy one of these units, you get the case, the plate, the weight, the accents that you pick, the fasteners, you get the carrying case, PCB of your choice, daughter board, you get all the lattice and solid block mounts, screwdriver, keycap puller, and then the feet. Everything that you saw here is what you can get, minus the stabilizers, but you can add those on if you want, and they're going to be Durocks. I'm not gonna end up going to TwitchCon. You won't be able to see my booth. My booth, I got number 1, and it's one of the first booths you see as you walk in. They gave me AA1. So I have the corner, And I'm one of the first booths you see when you walk in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, pretty crazy, right? I'm like pretty stoked about it. Do people still say that? Do people still say stoked? But I'm stoked about it. Okay, so now we can look at the keycaps. So box itself is very nice. It has the name on the keycaps on the side. So when you have it on the shelf, you can see. It has to be facing you like this though. So these are modes version of a PBT ABS mix. It is double shot. So the legends should be crisp. The trays are really nice in itself. I like it a lot. They have the little, I guess, where the stem goes to keep it in place. These legends are very big. That's the first thing I noticed. So this is GMK Vapor. Like, look at their U compared to that U. We did 4 different configurations when it came to sound tests. The few things that stayed consistent were the stabilizers, keycaps, and the switches. Looking at these keycaps, so these keycaps are from Mode as well. These are a mix of ABS and PBT, but they are double shot. The alphas are huge in comparison to GMK. The tab is one thing I noticed, is that it's not like the standard like double arrows, and then they have Mode. There's also Apple compatibility, but let's look at the inside. So you have the 2 fastener points. So you have one by the tab and the Q, and then the second one is by the shift and the question mark. So it's a diagonal right here. Once you undo these fasteners, this does use daughterboard JST, so you want to be careful whenever you take it apart. And when you put it in, you want to do it from bottom to top. So when you move it, you want to lift it from the top like this and pull it out. Unplug it. So here is the internal. So this back accent weight, it uses 3 screws to secure it in. So you can see 1, 2, 3. And for the weight right here, it uses 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm not. I'm over it. I'm done. That's it. I'm done streaming. That's all I have for you, folks. That's it. That's the build.